Hey guys, and welcome back to the Platypus Party YouTube channel. I'm Saint Elijah. I finally beat Ghost of Tsushima. I mismanaged this game so bad, so please forgive me about that, guys. But finally, here's my review. Here it is. I hope you enjoy it. I had a lot of critique to say about this game. I think it was good, but let's just hop right into the video. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Let's go.
I prayed for this. Be careful up there.
The story of Ghost of Tsushima revolves around a samurai named Jin Sakai on the island of Tsushima. The game begins with Tsushima under siege from the Mongols, who are willing to do anything to take over the nation, as well as use the samurai's loyalty and honor against them. To overcome the Mongols, Jin too has to give up his samurai ways and become something new, a ghost of Tsushima. And in doing so, he not only betrays his nation, but also his family. I felt the story here served its purpose, but wasn't really a standout compared to other recent releases from Sony. This being said, I am also not a big fan of Eastern culture, so that probably also brought my interest levels down, but I do try to keep an open mind and think a good story will shine no matter what the subject matter is. I enjoyed the story for what it was, but it definitely won't stick with me for a long period of time. I felt it was pretty generic as far as Eastern stories go. Overall, if you are more into Eastern culture, honor, samurai, family, and loyalty, I think this story will satisfy you enough to want you to finish the game. And the game provides plenty of side characters with varying levels of honor for you to recruit to your army, so no matter what, you will find characters you like and characters that interest you, even if, in my opinion, the story isn't the most original.
Worries strangle growth. The earth's cold grasp underneath. Flourishing and free.
I've always felt the developers at Sucker Punch have never really been about the story, and what really sticks out in a Sucker Punch game is the gameplay, movement, and combat that you experience and learn throughout the game. Ghost of Tsushima is no exception to this. The sword combat in this game takes what Assassin's Creed and the Arkham games mainstreamed and pushes it to the next level with tons of abilities to learn, upgrades to purchase, and strategy between fighting the 4 different types of enemies. All this being said, however, I do think there's a lot of combat and traversal that just feels awkward. The bow is the weakest bow I've seen in a game in a long time. I hated using the bow and felt it controlled extremely poorly. For me, it was absolutely necessary to unlock the slowdown ability for the bow in order to use it, and the bow wasn't the only thing that I disliked in this game. In most games, when traversing on walls and up cliffs, the game will not allow you to just fall off on accident. There will be some kind of stumble feature where the game double checks if you meant to fall. This game did not have that feature. The amount of times I accidentally fell was insane to me. The climbing felt incredibly inelegant, and in a game where you are doing ninja-like plays, you should never feel like the main character controls clumsily. The grappling hook also controlled very loosely, where you just had to take a leap of faith before actually grappling, which felt messy and unfinished to me. I was very surprised by this, as the last game Sucker Punch made was Infamous Second Son, and though I think that game was generic in many ways, I also felt it perfected its gameplay and traversal. Infamous Second Son was the 3rd game in the Infamous series though, so maybe once Ghost of Tsushima 2 comes out, a lot of these problems will be fixed. If you're a fan of open worlds, this game will surely not disappoint you. It seems Sucker Punch took a lot of inspiration from Ubisoft games such as Far Cry and Assassin's Creed in making this game, but they also tried to be very innovative with it as well. Instead of waypoints, you can swipe the touchpad to cause the wind to gust heavily in front of you. The wind would point you in the direction of your waypoint. Though I felt this was a very cool feature in the open world, I did find it incredibly annoying when you're in a town or you don't exactly know where your destination is. I think this is a great new idea, but definitely needs some work, as I got lost a lot when close to my destination, and it really had me just wishing I could turn waypoints on. The wind isn't the only thing that guides you in this game though. Wild animals such as birds and foxes, when followed, would lead to side quests. I felt this was a really cool idea as it makes the world feel deeper, and it actually was more useful than the wind in many instances because they were easy to follow and stood out significantly until they showed you exactly what it is you were following them for. Also, once you follow the fox to where he needs you to go, you can pet him. Who doesn't want to pet a fox? There's a ton of variety in the side quests in this game, and every side quest benefits you in different ways. Finding hot springs increases your health. Fox dens help level up your charm slots. Securing Mongol territory unlocks supplies and reveals the map. I enjoyed playing the open world way more than I did playing the actual story, as I always felt rewarded no matter where I went and what I did due to all the different activities giving completely different rewards. Any fan of open world maps will definitely enjoy this open world as it feels fully fleshed out and innovative in a time when almost every game is open world, and so many of these worlds feel way too similar to one another.
Doing good.
The open world stands out due to it being the best feature in the game. The animations, however, stand out as the worst feature. The animations are lazy and unfinished. Some examples of this are when pulling out your bow, it just appears in your hand. You don't actually pull it out. When getting on a rowboat, there's no cutscene of the boat sailing, it just fades to black. At one point your objective is to poison drinks, but when you go to pour the poison in, the game again fades to black. You may think animations aren't important, but when you get completely distracted or when the game just awkwardly fades to black, it pulls you out of the experience and reminds you you're not actually in the world, you're just playing a video game. Another thing that stood out to me is the wildlife, especially the deer or elk or caribou, I don't know what it is, and the frogs. The frogs looked incredibly bad and were on a set pattern, and the deer or elk or whatever were unkillable and made me feel less like I was in an actual world and more like I was just playing a video game. These negatives are small, however, and for the most part it just leads to some awkwardness and to me losing interest momentarily in the game, as I was forced to view it as a video game and not as an interactive story. These things definitely made me feel the game was rushed, however, and I hope for Ghost of Tsushima 2, these will be easy fixes now that they have the overall foundation down. Overall, I give this game an 8 out of 10. It's hard to try showing no bias when reviewing games, and though I may not be a big fan of Eastern culture, I do think the game is still a lot of fun, and the open world is innovative. I'll definitely be going for the platinum as I continue clearing out the map and finishing up the side quests. This game is a great first step into a possible huge franchise for mainstream PlayStation attention, and is a great foundation that will allow Ghost of Tsushima 2 to possibly be something special and lift Sucker Punch up into one of the great PlayStation studios. As is, however, I do think the game is of B quality and on the same level as games such as Days Gone, Infamous Second Son, and Insomniac's Spider-Man. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really do. I know it may seem pretty negative. Hopefully you didn't read it that way. I just have a lot of critique for this game and how I think the next one could be something really special if they fix all these little problems. They're little problems, but they add up. Remember to follow me on twitch.tv/theplatypusparty to watch me live. Join the Discord down below. Follow the Twitter, do all that stuff, and let me know what you thought of Ghost of Tsushima. Until next time, thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.